Good evening.
What are your thoughts first about this expected Macron win? I mean, we've got this exit poll. In French elections, the exit polls are usually pretty accurate, aren't they?
Yeah, well, it's more than 65%, which is a good result. Because, 2 weeks ago, you have to remember that we were scared Marine Le Pen result. So for that, it's a good result, and we are happy of that. But everything is starting now, because now we need a clear program, and then we will start the parliamentary campaign for the parliamentary election. And that will be the main issue, in fact, because without a majority in the parliament, the President Macron will be a lame duck president.
A lame duck president, because presumably you're saying that because he's come from nowhere and he doesn't really. He's got a new party, but he doesn't have the support behind him, does he?
Well, it's because we have now parliamentary elections, so we have to build his majority. That's why. And
is he going to be able to do that?
Well, we have now to wait his program. The people were joking, saying Emmanuel Macron will explain his program once he will be elected. So now he's elected. So we need a clear program on the economy, security, international issue. What we know for sure is that he's very, very in favor of European Union. And he has a very interesting international overview of all the international politics, so which is not bad. But for the rest of it, we need more details now.
Can you explain to people here in Britain how has this happened that your president has come from nowhere really, and that the traditional parties weren't even in the final round?
Well, first of all, the brain, not me, but the people in the political parties, they decided to import the primary system, U.S. primary system, which obviously is not compatible with our French system, because the primary were a total failure. And so as a result, we had this candidate coming from into bracket nowhere, because he comes from somewhere, but without any party. And I think that it was the right time, and the people were, French citizens were maybe a little bit fed up with the political party, the way they were behaving, the way they were working or not working, and they wanted somebody out of the system.
Which is something that is happening around the world, interestingly, a sort of rejection of traditional politicians. But I get the impression, it's been a low turnout, we're told, that nobody was that not many people were really enthusiastic. It was like, which is their least worst candidate?
Oh, yes, for the second one for sure, because, against Marine Le Pen, there was no choice. But now the people who were supporting him for his election will be very careful, including somebody like myself, very careful about what I propose. First, who will be the prime minister? What will be the first measures? He needs a strong will and a clear program. So, as I told you previously, everything is starting now. And it will be the third round of the election. But now he's elected. He has a nice election with 65%.
Are you pleased at that result?
Oh, yes. Less Marine Le Pen has a ballot, and better, I feel, of course. And but now the situation will be very, very interesting. Anyway, it's a study case. This presidential election will be a study case forever and ever after in the Political Science Institute. Because if you remember clearly, 10 years ago, Dominique de Villepin, who was this famous Minister of Foreign Affairs, who did this brilliant speech in United Nations against the war in Iraq, tried. But as he never been elected, he was rejected totally.
Coming back to Marine Le Pen for a minute, I mean, you say, well, of course, anybody but Marine Le Pen, but more than a third of those who voted, 34% of French people, it appears, are absolutely behind Marine Le Pen.
Yes, they are.
Does that concern you then?
Of course, but after many years, when you put the dust under the carpet, one day or another you have to solve the problem, and exactly what happened with the French society. We have this huge breach of citizenship for a lot of people. We have a lot of trouble with immigration, we have unemployment, and we have a lot of issues that haven't been solved till so many years. And then corruption and all those cases that you have in head. So now it's time to clean and to restore the Republic and our values on the basis of these beautiful elections that Emmanuel Macron had today.
And do you think there are implications for Brexit here, that this is actually great news for the EU?
Well, I cannot say, because your Brexit is already a very difficult issue for yourself and your partners, but it's already in the queue. I mean, it's done. You have all the proceeding, and Brexit is a fact. So I don't know what I know for sure is that. Emmanuel Macron is very, very in favor of a strong Europe with Germany, and will do everything that he can to promote European Union and France. It's one of his targets, that is clear. So regarding the Brexit, I'm really sorry I'm not able to say anything right now.
Well, I'm sure we'll draw a few conclusions from that. Nathalie, thank you very much. Good to talk to you, Nathalie Goulet.